Okay, guys, so I got asked a question today about meal frequency. So, how frequently you eat across one day and its impact and effect on fat loss, and does it even matter? Now, a lot of people say that meal frequency does not matter. It doesn't matter whether you have one meal, 3 meal, 5 meal, 7 meals, because what people say is it's calories in versus calories out that matter. But I just want to call a little bit of bullshit on that. So, number one, calories in versus calories out is of your number one priority. See, it doesn't matter how many meals you have to be under your certain requirement to actually lose fat. And remember, I'm talking about losing fat here. So calories in versus calories out is massively way more important than meals frequency. But what if meal frequency could have a direct effect upon how many calories you have overall? What if people telling you that you can just have 1-2 meals per day? What if they're wrong? What if they don't understand you? What about if they have got it wrong? Okay, so what I've done is I've drawn a chart for you. So on this side we've got energy levels. So from 0 to 10. So 0 feeling absolutely shit, tired, to 10 feeling absolutely fucking on point, amazing. And on the bottom line, we've got hungry levels. Okay, so this is a combination of being angry and hungry. Combine them together, you have hungry. So we all know what that is. It's when you've not eaten for a while and all of a sudden you become irritable. You start shaking a little bit, stomach's rumbling. You're basically starving and you're willing to eat anything at this point. So what I want to consider, so I've got our day planned out on the bottom. So we've got 6 o'clock, we wake up, 9, 12, 3, 7. So let me consider this. So say if you're allowed 1,500 calories per day. So what people are telling you is that meal frequency doesn't matter. So people are telling you that you could have, in theory, 1,500 calories as your evening meal, and versus spreading it out evenly across a day, and it doesn't have a direct effect on your fat loss, but it does. And I'm going to show you how it does now. Because as the day goes on, your energy levels start high, and they go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower throughout the day. And that's in the evening when we end up cabbaged on the sofa, watching TV, absolutely fucked, mentally drained, and we just sat there because our energy levels are low. What also happens as the day goes by, so if you had nothing to eat and you're waiting for that evening meal, what would happen is your hungry levels and your irritable levels and your moody levels would go up. So what we've got here, you can still see me, what we've got here is a gap. So this is the gap of where you're feeling absolutely shitty. So where you're hungry, where you're irritable, where you're moody. So what happens is when your blood sugar levels drop and you haven't eaten for long periods of the day, your energy levels become low, and you then become more hungry as the day goes on. So what happens is when you become your blood sugar levels are low, is you then want to eat anything. And surely some of you know what this feeling's like. So when people say that meal frequency doesn't matter, if you'd had nothing and just saved your meal towards the end of the day, like I said, energy levels are your biggest influence on whether you're going to stay adherent to a program or not. Imagine going throughout your day and then going to try to go to the gym, try and look after your family, try and do all the home stuff, and you haven't really eaten. And you're saving your 1,000 calories for your evening meal. And what tends to happen is when we leave it, the later we leave it, the poorer quality foods we eat because we're starving. And we tend to overeat. Like I said on another video that it takes 20 minutes for the body to register food, register digestion. But imagine how much you could eat in 20 minutes before your body's even recognized, because you're that hungry. When in fact, if you were allowed 1,500 calories and you split that across, for example, 3 meals, so you had 500 for breakfast, 500 for dinner, 500 for tea. So even having a meal frequency of 3 is going to stop that energy dip. Because when that energy dip happens, when you're feeling low, you're feeling tired, lethargic, you don't want to do the work. Remember, a diet, whatever you're meant to be doing, is meant to fit into your life. Now, if you've got kids, for example, imagine not really eating throughout the day and trying to look after kids. Imagine not eating through the day and having a really stressful, a job where you've got to really think all the time. You've got to be on your toes, alert. How are you going to do this if you are not eating regularly? So, yes, meal frequency isn't of most vital importance, but what meal frequency does is it keeps our energy levels high. It keeps our energy levels high, so our mood is high, and our ability to keep our energy levels at a point where we can do the things that we need to do. So what I would suggest to you is whatever amount of calories that you're allowed, the minimum I'd split it into is 3. So breakfast, dinner, tea. So you've got a steady flow. Ideally, I tell my clients to do 5. So that's breakfast, dinner, tea. So they're slightly bigger meals. And then a mid-morning and a mid-afternoon. And all it's designed to do is, so you're not eating any more calories than you would do. But what it's designed to do is to keep your energy levels at a steady state, rather than being up and down. Because when your energy levels are low, your decision making is a lot poorer. When your decision making is a lot poorer and you're tired and lethargic, that's when you eat shit. So meal frequency does matter, guys.